Without
Great.
further ado, I welcome you to episode 35. And our special guest is the founder of Fitness Edu Trainer Asia. If you heard of FEA in Malaysia, you know he's the one that founded it. And also the managing director of FITM. Now, FITM, Noel, if we mention FITM to any fitness professional, half of them will say, that's where I learned something. That's where I learned my ace. So FITM is a fitness professional development center in Malaysia. And our special guests have guided, educate many fitness professionals today, like myself. And I believe, Noel, we also took courses over there.
So many. I lost count.
Yeah, so many courses. And our special guest today have made an impact in fitness industry in Malaysia because he advocate his mission is to make every fitness professional a better fitness professional, because when you take care or when you grow fitness professional in Malaysia, we are able to take care of our clients, our classes better. So Noel and I, without further ado, humbly and graciously welcome our superstar guest of today, Jerrican Tan.
Hello.
Yeah, so we're
Hi.
also multi-streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, and we also have Jerrican able to join us on Instagram Live. Welcome, Jerrican.
Yes, hello. Hi.
Great. Awesome. Jericho, look at him. He's all set up. He's got the shirt. I just also want to say that just to cheat a bit, I saw what Jericho was wearing and I thought I would do a different shade. I told you I have something, but I love your shirt, Jericho. I love the colors. Also, everyone, I just want to, Jericho, just shout out to you because Jericho's actually on holiday. You're on a holiday,
Yes.
correct? But he took time
Yes.
out, and later he told me this now that I have to explain to his wife like why he's doing this, and I will. Okay, but thank you, Jerrican, for taking time out off your busy schedule for doing this with us. Thank you for being here, and so many of you all streaming in and watching the show right now. Um, you know who Jerrican is, and I will start this whole thing off by just telling you that Jerrican, my favorite memory of you is getting a bit nervous now.
Wow.
Jericho and I
Where are
go
you going?
way back, like literally like way back, like so many years, even before I was certified to be a personal trainer. But I've had so many good memories of Jericho, and my favorite memory of Jericho is actually nothing to do with fitness. Jericho, I don't know whether you remember this, but many years ago, I think it's probably the first AFC, the first Asia Fitness Convention. I think we probably even stayed in the same hotel. I think the hotel
Oh,
was
yeah.
called Dream Hotel. It's so weird and bizarre. It had all these lights coming out under the bed, although we were all just sleeping with ourselves and all these lights and all of that. But you took me for this chicken rice at night. That's just outside. It's like super simple chicken rice. I don't know if you remember this or not, but like then literally we just walked out of the hotel. There was a chicken rice. This is my first time in Thailand, in Bangkok, so many years ago. And you've been there a few years because you were with Fit Malaysia and Bangkok and all of that. So you were my official first tour guide of Thailand. But I remember that, Jericho, and you and I sitting by the street, just having super simple chicken rice. It was probably like 2, 3 in the morning or something, some weird hour, but that was it. And that's my favorite memory of you. I don't know what do you
Soy
remember this?
11.
Is that so?
Soy
He
11.
remembers the street. See, he's the pro. But so
Yes.
obviously you remember
Wow.
that. But thank you for that. And we've been in touch for so many years. So thank you for being on the show. We'll talk a little bit more as we go on. I'm going to pass the time over to Alvin. Alvin has a bunch of questions to ask you as well.
Right.
But maybe Jericho, just a brief introduction to everyone, as in like, what do you do? Who are you? Tell us.
Okay. Okay. I think you have done a lot for me just now. So my name is Jerrican. I manage FITM since 2008. No, since 2007. Sorry. Yeah, since 2007, and I also manage another company called FEA, Fitness Edu Training Asia, which is our academic or education company. So I've been doing this for the last 2 to 3 years. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm all into the fitness education business, and I enjoyed it. And well, thanks for inviting me to this show, Noel and Alvin.
We are honored to have you, Jerrican. So for all those who are watching, if you have any questions, be it fitness, if you are a fitness professional, this is your chance to post your question in the comment below. Or if you want to ask anything in depth about what is the most effective way to burn fat in terms of meal timing and training strategy, this is also the best time for you to ask your question. Post them below. Later, we will have Ask Me Anything segment. And
Correct.
Jerrican is the best person to ask all of it.
Correct. And although we're talking about fitness education, I think Jericho has like every certification that you can have. I think he has it. He has it.
If
Not only does
yes,
he have it, but he teaches it. And we all know that the
exactly.
best way to know something is to teach it. So if like you were to ask me like who knows the textbooks from front page to back page, it's actually Jerrican. If you're sitting for an ACE exam, whatever exam, if you want someone to be sitting next to you in your exam, it's Jerrican. You need to find him on Instagram, find him, follow him, because he is a huge wealth of knowledge. So over to you, Alvin. You want to ask the first question that we have for him, and everyone else watching this? Any questions for Jerrican? Just comment below. We will get to your question.
So, Jerrican, our first question to you is, now that our gyms are allowed to open and people are going back, with you being in the fitness education business, what is your current state of mind and how is FITM doing or transitioning throughout this period?
And of course, I think very, very happy that the gyms are open.
Yeah.
I've been hearing my fellow fitness professionals struggling in their business for months. I would say more than months, sort of across the last 2 years, up to 2 years. I'm so happy for every one of them. They get to train their clients again. They are accepted back into their jobs again. Their salary is being continued again. I'm really happy. And I'm also happy that one day they will come back to me for education, because I think their income has been badly affected. So I don't think they would. I mean, many of them would not be able to invest in education for a while. I mean, some can, some can't. So I do hope that people will start come back to us for education. Yep, since we are just allowed to be open for education, just started. Yeah, since seminars are allowed. So we are happy that we can run live courses soon.
And that's good. So you're running live courses. Tell us a little bit more about FITM. Like, what do you do in FITM? I know you're a jack of all trades. You do so many things. But right now, what is your role in FITM? What's happening with FITM?
So FITM is a school, right? It's a school. We call it a training center for fitness professionals. We carry many courses, right, from certification courses to continuing education courses for trainers. Many brands from different countries. That's what we're trying to do, is to continuously provide opportunities for fitness professionals to upgrade themselves. And yeah, my job is to manage the company.
Okay. Do you still teach classes, Jerrican, in FITM?
I do. Not a lot, but I do have some classes to be taught. But before the pandemic, my goal was actually to develop our other brand called FEA, which is a fitness education course, our education line.
Okay.
And I was trying to grow FEA in Asia until the pandemic hit. So that has to be put on hold for a while, although it's still running a little bit.
Okay.
But not as what I wanted. Yeah.
So, Jerrican, when you mentioned running, is I believe like during the lockdown, you would somehow have transitioned into an online learning, right? Yeah,
yes,
of course, we can't meet face to face.
Correct. And that's something I was not prepared for it. Too old, right? I wasn't prepared for it at all. So yeah, we were forced to turn everything online. That was a tough things one of the toughest things I've done in my life.
And how is the response, Jericho? Because I'm curious, like maybe I can speak for Malaysians, like, we are not very prone to like investing, learning online. So how's that transition? Like, how's the response to your online programs and courses?
This is interesting to hear. So when when the pandemic hits, or when it started to 2020, we don't get much fitness professionals joining the course, but we have a lot more fitness enthusiasts joining our courses, and they want to be certified because I think they have more time. They work from home, they have more time, and everything is done online. So in fact, there was a slight hike in our students in our certification course. That was interesting though. And these are people from another line. So they just wanted to get certified.
And that's great, because I think for a long, when I first did my first ACE course, I was a fitness enthusiast. I wasn't I'm going to finish school and become a trainer. It's just all these enthusiasts that just find that they want to solidify and make their career more serious, and then they come to you. So you're saying that in this whole pandemic, all these enthusiasts actually seeked you all out and decided to learn more and actually get certifications.
Yes, the first half.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And that's amazing. So you mentioned this now, that I'm just like you, Jerrican, as in this whole online thing is not comfortable. We want to run a gym, right? So you kind of hinted on how you were very uncomfortable about this whole online thing, but I think you survived this. Because I'm following you all on Instagram, and I'm like, hey, every other month you got some course running. It seems like almost like it's business as usual. So you have obviously adapted. Your entire team has adapted because you can't have people come. Maybe now you can, but during the whole lockdown season, you can't have people showing up at your facility to do classes. So you have successfully able to continue business online. So what has that been like? You said you don't like it. I don't like running my gym online also, but how has that been like, just doing online classes, seeing people that via Zoom or whatever things that you run? What's that just been like for you? Like, do you like it?
Actually, that's not the hardest part.
It's not the hardest part.
Yeah, I would think that's not the hardest part. Was to convert everything into online, our materials. Wow. We were not prepared for it, but we don't have anything at all online. Nothing. So I was very lucky. My chief education officer, Yiling, she was the first to help me to convert every of our courses into online, those that can be converted. That was tough. And she had to film, and we had to do it as fast as possible, because we got to keep going. We're trying to survive. Yeah, so that was the biggest challenge. Yeah. And I think definitely in terms of fitness professional, in terms of people, they still prefer guided learning. Many of them don't really like the self-guided, self-learning. Yeah. That's not like a trend here in Malaysia. So you can tell when they show up to class, I was like, did you read that? They were like, the quiet moment, I know they're not prepared.
Right. So now that gyms are open, and I think your facility is open to a certain extent, maybe reduced capacity or whatever. Do you think the trainers are ready to come back? Your students are ready to come back?
Trainers, I think maybe not the first 2-3 months. I think they have been waiting to work for the last 2 years. Wow. Yeah. So I think now their clients are coming back. So I think they will be busy for a while. So we're gonna take a dip. Hopefully it's a short dip, and maybe after 2 to 3 months, once things get more stable, I hope that they will come back.
And are you going to maintain your online? Were you going to do some sort of hybrid? Since you already done the shooting, you have the content there.
Yeah, in fact, to me, that's a blessing of the pandemic. So from now onwards, majority of our courses will be blended. And I felt that's one way to cut down cost and to provide people study at your own pace. They'll still have the physical on-site training, and yet they still have the online platform. I think this is going to be the future of education.
And that's a good thing, because I may be super busy and I can't drive. Actually, I'm not very far from you all. I'm 2 kilometers from Damansara, Perdana. But I'll be hey, maybe I can't take a whole afternoon and drive to your place. But if your course is I love the term blended. that you use. I love the blended training,
Mm.
blended course. But if I can do a blended program where maybe I show up once a week and the rest of the 3 times per week I do it on Zoom or online, I will sign up for that. But if you tell me that show up 4 times a week, I'll be like, let me think about it. So I think that's good. I think it's good that you've adapted it. And like you said, that's the blessing in the pandemic. I think same for many gym owners also. There's actually a blessing if you look hard enough. But that's awesome. Wow. So Jerrican, tell us, you guys teach fitness professionals, and when it comes to fitness professionals, there's so, like, we don't know, like, imagine I'm like, I know what's a fitness professional, but if a layperson just watching this, what's a fitness professional? I know doctor, I know dentist, I know lawyer. What's a fitness professional? Is it an influencer? Is it someone who did a sports science degree? What is a fitness professional? A group instructor? Do you want to just help us define what's a fitness professional?
Someone with 6-pack. No, just kidding. That
also.
Just kidding. Definitely, fitness professional will be someone who, I would say, lead, right, the public towards a healthy and a fitter lifestyle. Right, that should be a fitness professional. We consider them as a fit, and they get paid for that, for their service.
Yeah.
I
like what you said about lead a lifestyle, and I know we didn't discuss this before the show, but well, we are Facebook friends, obviously, and I know at one point, I think a couple of months ago, you did this video where you talked about on Facebook. I think you went live or you recorded something. It seemed very ad hoc. It was like 5-6 minutes, but you were just telling fitness professionals, like, look, we can still do what we're supposed to do. We can still teach people to eat right. We can still teach people what movements to do. We can still teach people to train. The gym is closed, but we fitness professionals can still do that. You want to just give us a little bit of the backstory of that video? Because that's a very powerful message. Because when I watched that, I was like, shit, we're complaining gyms are closed, but doesn't mean we can't do what we're supposed to do, right? That video really hit me. You want to just kind of summarize the message of that video for us? Yeah.
Definitely not in 5 minutes. Yeah, that's 1 minute.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was towards the end when the gym, was about to open. I think most of the fitness professionals, they are like very stressed, and you can tell that they are using health as an excuse, or like a way to get the government to open up the gyms so that people can be active to prevent obesity. I can see what fitness professionals saying this on social media. I don't think it is right. I would do want gyms to be open, but I think spreading the news that gym is the only method to become healthy and fit, I do not agree. And I think many people don't understand training for health and training for body comp or body or fitness. I mean, it's different. It's different strategy. There's so many things we can do if health is your concern. So I'm trying to clear up this air. I'm not kind of happy when people say gym is the only answer for health.
Right. And I think it's the reason behind that is, people would know what they know. So a lot of fitness professionals say that because that's all they know. And that's why it's so important. Education is so important, because the more you know, the more you realize that there's so much more there is. Right. So coming back to Jericho, you talk about like trainers and fitness professional is quote 6-pack, right? So of course, fitness professional include trainers lah. Perhaps you can share, like, you are the best person to share on this because you have taught so many trainers. What are some challenges do personal trainers face today? Like in terms of like the expectation to look certain ways, to have certain certs, to be famous,
I'll start off with maybe I'll probably start off with new trainers. I think one of the expectation they face, new trainers, for expectation they face is that they are trying to, when they start practicing, they are trying to be like there, but they just started. So I think sometimes the expectation is too high about themselves. They need to know that you just certified. It's okay to start here, and then you work your way up there. So I think they're very stressed because they are often have to meet the expectation of their peers. Like, meet expectation of social media influencers with people who have been in industry for a long time. So they often very stressed to meet up to those expectations. So I think when somebody who's just certified, I think they need to know that you got to start somewhere. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to learn somewhere. And I do hope that people who have been in the industry for a long time, all right, instead of putting them down on social media, I do hope that we actually try to help new people to grow, because sometimes I think what you see may not be what they see, because sometimes it takes them 10 years to see what you see. So give them a chance, right? So I think that's to me the biggest challenge new trainers face, and I hope this can be overcome so we can actually get more professionals staying in the industry. Hope you get what I mean.
Yes, we do.
I totally get what you mean. Like, wow. So, but you're right. As in, like, the thing also, I think, yeah, like, Jerrican, like, think about it. Like, when I first met you, like 10, I don't know, 10, 11, 12
Mm,
years ago, there was no
mm,
competition on Instagram. No one was competing to do anything. We just learn
yeah.
and we work with our clients. Now it's a whole different ball
Mm,
game. As in, like, there's all this
yeah.
competing that we try to do, and there's all of that, and that's so true. And I really love what you said about how um, people who have been in the industry for a long time can help the new ones see what we can see, you know.
Instead of bashing them on the internet.
Wow, yeah. So if you were to ever form some sort of a forum, or if you had a membership or a group or something, and you needed people to be in, I want to volunteer myself to be in that group, just to
Yes,
help
we are
them.
here.
Alvin and I are happy to
Sure.
help them, and,
Mm,
and that's good. But that's so. Thank you for sharing that,
Yeah.
and you would know because you're meeting all these new people. And can I just ask you also, like,
mm,
because people ask me this question, so I'm just going to deflect it to you.
mm.
People always ask me, no, I
Sure.
want to be a trainer. My clients also ask me, I want to be a trainer. I want to teach classes at your gym. I'm like, okay. So what are my options? So I always give them two options. You have a self-study. Go and sign up here, NESM. You have ACE self-study. If you I cannot self-study. Yeah, give me the book. I'm not going to open it for 3 months until the day before the exam. That's me, okay? But there's a self-study option that these certifying agencies offer, and there's also, like, I can go to FITM and be there in a class, interact with people, and so on. So, what advice would you give, Jerrican, if I'm a total newbie? I'm a fitness influencer starting now. I just opened my Instagram account today. I got 50 followers. I wanna help people get healthier, and I find FITM on Instagram, and I'm trying to decide: do I go to FITM or do I just do a self study? What are the benefits? Why should I come to FITM to take a course? And just disclaimer, I went to FITM and did a course also. I didn't do the self-study. But I want
And
Jerrican to
Elvin.
say, as in, like, Alvin also, like, Jerrican, why should we come to FITM to do a course to help us with our fitness certification?
Okay, I'll take less than 3 minutes. Okay.
Go ahead, Jerrican.
Now, I think one of the things that when someone wants to get into the industry, they first have to know that, number one, what is the role of certification. I think that's what many people misunderstand, like what is certification. So I would say most people think when they go and get a certification, the certification like trains them to be a trainer. Unfortunately, the truth about certification is they kind of just provide you guidelines how to do things safe and effective. They're not really a job training,
Yeah. So
and
just
it
don't kill
doesn't
someone
train
in the
you to
gym.
be, yeah. So, and
Yeah.
it doesn't train you to be fitter. So that's what
Correct.
most people have misunderstanding. You take a cert, it doesn't train you. If you want to learn how to exercise, don't come to us. Don't come to us. Hear that? Right? If you want to learn how to exercise, hire a trainer. All right. But why, if you want to get certified, why you should come to us is because after so many years being in the industry, like what I said, most certification out there doesn't really train you to be trainer. They provide you guidelines so that you don't kill your client, right? And how you are evaluated in all popular certifications you've probably heard, it's through multiple choice question. So if you study, you know it, you pass. And yes, the questions are definitely related to the skills that a trainer would have. So if you just study on your own and you go straight to be certified, I would say you missed out one big part, which is the job training and development. Which is why I think if that's what you want, you should come to FITM, because that's what I believe. The last 3 to 4 years, we have evolved heavily to make sure that we actually put emphasis on training them to be a trainer, not just evaluating them on an NCQ. So for those who come to FITM, how these people are being evaluated before they pass, okay, it's through our program called CFP, Certified Fitness Practitioner. So is that you got to be able to demonstrate exercise according to the techniques. Yeah, you got to be able to teach. We actually evaluate the way you teach, and we evaluate the way you write the program, not just through multiple choice question. So I think if I can't think of another cert that evaluates people in this sense, because if they do, it's going to cost a lot of money because they have to fly people there and evaluate you in person. So that's what I say. That's how FITM stand out through FEA, our Certified Fitness Practitioner program. Anybody who have that cert, we have evaluated their skills in terms of their techniques, in terms of their the way they teach. So that's what we have been doing.
That's great. So that means
if you want to be certified, come to us.
Awesome. So if someone studied with you, not only do they have a cert, but they have they kind of have the guarantee that they have some hands-on real life training, made some mistakes, you all corrected them, and not like a freshie, like newbie lah, because a cert anyone can do and pass, right?
Yeah.
So they have
it's an additional examination criteria.
I call it additional examination criteria. I love that.
And I think that's really important, because a lot of personal trainers, perhaps they might think like, oh, I go to the gym, I lift weights, so I can teach people how to lift weight. But it's a total different concept of we working out and teaching someone to train and to work out. And I think that's really important. So all of you who are watching here, if you are a fitness professional, I invite you to post your questions below. We have some questions on Facebook, which we're going to bring it up later. And I believe on Instagram, you have to post your question on the little comment box, and Noel will bring it up at our next segment. And Jerrican, since we are talking about personal trainer, right? I think a lot of us would like to know, what is the cost to hire a standard personal trainer today, perhaps in Klang Valley, in KL? What is the standard rates?
So I pull both of you out from the equation. I mean, not you.
In other words, Elvin's actually asking. I think what Elvin's actually asking is like, can we make money in this business? That's really what he's asking.
Yeah.
Can we survive? And why you pull us out from the equation? Hey, we're trying also. Right? No. Okay, go on.
So if I talk about your rate, then the whole equation. Yeah, I think easily a minimum a trainer can actually charge will be about 150 an hour. I would say a new trainer, that should be the going rate for a start. But definitely depending on your experience, your popularity, right, and I would say your track records. That's more important. Right, definitely with that you can actually command a higher fee.
Yeah,
right. And make sure if you command a higher fee, then make sure people want to pay for you.
Of course. Can I ask you this, because I think you're the only person who would know this? Like, what's the most expensive trainer? I don't need to know who, but what's the highest price you've heard in Malaysia to work with a
Malaysia?
trainer?
I think it's about 300 an hour. I've heard
300 per session, 1 hour.
Wow. I've heard.
Okay. Great.
Is that you? No.
No, not me.
That got so low for Noel, Jerrican.
No.
That's an insult, right? That's an insult. Sorry.
Yeah.
But great question.
Consultation fee,
But it gives you an idea, because I think, Jerrican, thank you for sharing that, because I think sometimes people think that this whole fitness thing, this training thing is not serious. People come to trainers like, $50, because I've had people come and approach me like, can you train me for $20? And I'm like, I can give you this for free and I hope it will help you, but for $20 I can't, right? So I think people need help, And that's why I really love your video that you posted on Facebook, Jerrican, because you just told all trainers out there right now that even if you can't train, you can't do whatever, you can always help people. So yes, your rate, you may be watching this video right now and your rate may be $300 a session, but it doesn't mean you can't help someone and point them to the right direction. And that's great. And that's awesome. So I want to read a couple of questions that are coming in on Instagram. This one comes from my buddy Jensen Yo. Jensen is asking, what about certain gyms who are self-certifying their own trainers based on life experience? Is that something that the public should be wary about?
I think there's two parts there: certifying their own trainers and with life experience. So I think it's quite common. Most gyms will certify their own trainers because it's actually, this industry is still very, very new. I would believe that the company wants to certify their own trainers so it meets their company's requirement and expectations, right? But I think using experience, that is questionable, right? Because is your experience meeting the guidelines? Right? So do you, I mean, it may be what you think is right. I mean, it's fine, right? But is that the basic stuff that's required, right? So as a trainer, so to become a trainer, there's certain things you have to know before you know something else. So I think allow the trainer, if you have a new trainer, it's better the trainer actually learns what is important for them for a start. The rest, you can actually slowly coach them. So I do recommend them to get at least a recognized certification, because they deserve it, right? Your trainers.
Correct. And I love how you mentioned recognized certification, because think about it. Yeah, everyone wants to certify everyone, but if you really want to take your business and to like bring your message out of this country, you need a accredited certification, right? Like Alvin and I have actually applied for Idea World to be presenters next year. And even to apply, you need an accredited certification. So if you're certifying your own trainers and they want to do their own thing, they can't grow the career, because you want to explore and get your business out of this world, and then you see all these limitations. It's not limitations, but it's just that you need a certification, but the certification has to be accredited. So that's a good point that you bring up. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna start wrapping up. So my friends, just start commenting your questions below if there's anything you want to ask Jerrican. But I've just a couple of more questions to ask, and Alvin will probably wrap us up as well. What is the number one advice, Jerrican, that you would give any fitness professional? Number one advice. A fitness professional showed up to you today. Jerrican, help me. What's the one advice you would give them?
I think never put a full stop in what you currently know. Always be curious and keep questioning yourself, because that is how you grow. So like, you know a squat, but yes, how much do you know a squat? So to me, that's what will bring you to the next level, because it's attention to detail to what you already know. So and that's what I find most people, that's what the challenge that they're facing, because they think they know, but they stop there, and then they want to learn something else. But in fact, there's so much more things to learn about what you actually know, which is why we always have issue when we have people, fitness professionals, coming back for continuing education. We realize that their foundation is actually not very strong. That makes them very hard to learn more advanced stuff, because the foundation is not strong enough. And even experienced people, I do hope, that we will start to, become curious. And that's why that got me into the industry, right? That's the reason why I get into this industry, because I'm always curious. I started during my competitive year. That's how I started. I was doing bodybuilding, and I always hear people telling me different things, and I will never satisfy with the answer. I will just ask why, and they start to I don't know why. That's so you cannot say you don't know why. Right. So I think that's to me, that's the best advice. I hope every fitness professionals to be open in their learning. Don't stop. Be curious.
That's it. So learn. You never stop learning. That's really what your message is.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Keep questioning. Keep questioning.
True.
And I guess
That-
what to learn is also really important. Like just now when we were talking about the fee, right? Like one of our audience on Facebook commented that the highest session that he inquired was 400 ringgit per session. And it was just stirring in my mind. There is no right or wrong. I remember, Noel, you might remember this. Lawrence once says that price is based on my value, not on your budget.
Absolutely.
So when someone said, why are you charging so expensive, Noel? It's because Noel is certified. Noel is specialized in something. So perhaps fitness professional, if particularly personal trainers, once you got A's, look into what can you specialize as a personal trainer. Corrective exercise, performance, senior active aging, youth training. So I think and it dives back to Jerrican, your number one advice, learning never stops. If we continue to learn, we specialize in something, we kind of find our niche in the fitness industry.
Yeah. And speaking of all the things you mentioned just now, Alvin, also, Jerrican, I want to ask you, because when I went to your website a few days ago, I counted there were 31 courses that I could sign up for. Listed when I do the drop down, which is awesome, right? So like if I'm a fitness enthusiast, I'm watching the show right now, and I'm like, hey, I want to take my passion a little bit more seriously and help someone, help my family, help my mom, help my colleagues. What's the best way to get started? What's the first step that I should take to becoming a certified, educated trainer who will take the best care of my clients? What's the first step that I should take?
Yeah, then you got to take the first step, the first certification, the certified personal trainer. That should give you I would say a good wide-based learning of everything. Then after that, you choose what you want to specialize in, because you always start wide and then you choose the particular area and then you go deep. That's how you should learn in fitness. Not keep going wider and wider. Then you will never learn.
Great. And how much would that cost me to do the course that you just mentioned? What would roughly budget?
I think it's 2007. You can actually get started.
Sure. Do you have a payment plan?
Yeah. We don't have a payment plan, but I think 2007 it's actually one of the most affordable PT certification.
It would be. It's cheaper than all those detox cleanses everyone is doing, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I think people should know that before they get certified, they should be already an independent exerciser. They should, right? So they shouldn't take a certification because they want to learn how to become fitter. No, you should become fit, then only take a certificate.
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
Awesome.
And if a fitness professional is wondering, 2007, I could have invested that in somewhere. One thing I always think that, when you invest in yourself, you are able to upgrade and you're able to charge more money. I always feel that whenever I invest in education, I kind of make that money back in the next few months, is it mentoring? Is it going for AFC? Is it taking up so many courses you offer in FITM? I kind of get that knowledge and apply that to my coaching, and I make that back within few months. So 2007, it's really, really affordable. You're absolutely right, Jerrican. Now, Jerrican, we know that your time is precious. Is there anything else that you like to say that we did not ask, Jerrican?
If any Malaysians are watching this, I hope that we can all help. I mean, fitness professionals, right? Like I said earlier, I think our fitness professionals deserve a lot of help. Give them chance. If they get something wrong on their social media, it's okay. Let's help them. Let's help them. And sometimes I do that a lot. I actually personal message some of them. I ask, I don't think what you say is correct. Do you want to change this to this way? I do hope that we can actually come together and help each other to grow the industry. That's my hope.
And that's a great response. I want to ask you a little bit more about that, because that's not the first time you mentioned that, as in like influencers, fitness professional getting something wrong on social media. You mentioned that like 2 or 3 times already. Can you like elaborate a little bit more about that without mentioning names?
Yeah, it is. You see, certain things when a fitness professionals say it, let's say they give one strategy and you think it is not as easy as that, or it is not right. You may have a conflicting opinion. So instead of, putting this person down, I think it'll be good that, we can work together and tell him what you think, and you tell him what you think.
So,
And
for
let's,
example, if I see a
yeah,
first-time trainer saying something and it's wrong, instead of me saying that this guy is bullshit, I message him personally and say, hey, this is actually the research behind this, and maybe consider this. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and don't be too strong with your own opinion yet, because you may be wrong. Maybe you ask, why do you say this? This is what I know, this is what I think.
Right.
And then just leave this person alone.
Yeah.
And I think that the word opinion is really strong. Like, we fitness professional, opinion is one thing. Also, we need to back up with scientific research, evidence based. Because everyone, don't squat like this, squat knees behind toes, pass your toes is fine. But what's ACSM? What's ACE? What's NASM? So that's why I think having some sort of education behind you, will make a lot of difference. Because right now, when you open social media, you see someone looks good, but the content that they are putting out is just on the other spectrum. On the other spectrum.
And thank you for sharing that, Jericho. This is something that only you would know. Like, we don't see this side of things. So thank you for sharing that. So we're going to wrap up, everyone, my friends. Your last call for questions have ended. But you know what? Jerrican's going to leave us in about a couple of minutes. But if you have any questions below, comment below, please. We can always forward the questions to him. Or Alvin and I will stay on once the show is officially over and just chat about some of these questions. But Jerrican, this is 5 questions that we never told you about. This is rapid fire. Rapid fire means don't think too long, okay? Just straight away, I tell you the question, you answer. Okay? Are you ready?
Go. Yes,
say
go.
I'm ready. Okay, say go. Okay. What is
ready?
Okay, there you go. Okay, what is your go-to order in your favorite restaurant? You go here, always order the same thing one.
Chicken rice.
Chicken rice. I knew it. See, he took me for chicken rice. There you go. Okay, question number 2. When you step into a gym and all the racks, equipment, all the benches, everything is full, what would you do?
Go home.
Okay, love it.
Just kidding.
Question number.
You want me to be faster?
Okay, yeah, he's gonna go home. He'll come back later because he has his plan. I get it. Okay, question number 3. If tomorrow you're walking into FITM and at the doorstep you find 10 million ringgit and it's yours, what would you spend it on?
Oh, I still sit down and questioning why is there 10 million.
Okay, but let's say it's there and it's yours. What would you spend it on?
I'll still stay there, still thinking.
Yeah, okay. You call me.
Very
okay, I'll help you.
practical.
I'll help you spend that money. Okay. Next question. 2 more questions. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Thailand.
I knew it. There we go. Last question. What is something that you have failed at?
I piss a lot of people off. I hope I can change that, because I learn as I grow.
Awesome. Love that. Thank you. So thank you, Jerrican, for spending almost an hour with us. More than an hour, actually. You came on 8:30 p.m. to do background, sound check, video check, and all of that. We don't take this lightly. We appreciate you. I'm going to pass it back to Alvin. Any final things you want to say, Alvin? And otherwise, we're going to let you go. Jerrican, who is in his holiday in Langkawi. His wife is there. His kids is there. And I'm like, I feel bad and guilty, but thank you. Like, I have no words to express.
Yeah, the pool side now. So I'm going.
Yeah, the pool side. Oh, great. Yeah, just hop in with them. Awesome.
Go for it, Jerrican. We are grateful. We will continue with this. If there's anything, we will reach back out to you with more questions. And we have all the information to share with the audience here today.
Awesome.
With that being said, thank you, Jerrican.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
My friends, make sure you look for Jerrican, follow him on Instagram because he's the guy behind FITM, and you're going to get the behind the scenes and what he's doing, and not just follow. Of course, you should follow the official FITM page, which we're going to post the links below on Facebook. But make sure you follow Jerrican to continue this journey that we started today. See you, Jerrican. Bye.
So all those who are tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, the social media handle of Jerrican will be right here below, and we're going to post them on the comment section too. You can just click And we invite you to please right now go follow Jerrican because he offers so much value. If you're a fitness professional, you want to know more about what FITM is offering, all you have to do is just message Jerrican. Jerrican is quite active on social media. Yeah, so just
Yes,
reach out to
but
him.
he's on holiday right now. So if you see like a photo of his feet, it's because he's chilling out and all of that. And but yeah, so how do you know Jerrican, Elvin? Like I knew him long time ago, and we met somewhere, and we've been to Thailand from the very first AFC, and that was how I got to know him. I'm curious, like how did you come across Jerrican?
FITM. So when I wanted to take up a fitness course, and there Jerrican was. And
Right.
I think everyone who steps into FITM will recognize Jerrican Big, seeing him on the wallpaper, seeing him on some of the book or the cover. You see Jerrican, you see Ealing. FITM has been there, and they
Yeah.
have been doing what they are doing. And I got a question, Noel. When you
Mm.
mentioned about the chicken rice story with Jerrican, did you first met Jerrican in Thailand AFC, or you met him in person in Malaysia
No.
before?
So, like you said, that you first met Jerrican when you went to sign up for a PT course. I first met Jerrican when Jerrican looked for me and asked me to sign up for a PT course. It's like roles reversed, right? It's so bizarre because it was so long ago. And it's like if you backtrack about the whole Daily Muscle story, I used to run a blog. It was called dailymuscle.com. I was an anonymous blogger. And this one is like people don't know this. Like you have to speak to the real OGs of the fitness. And
Yeah.
there were no fitness influencer back then. This gives you an idea of how old I am, okay? No, there was no Facebook. Facebook didn't exist. There was Friendster. Friendster existed. There was no Facebook, okay? So I used to have a blog. And I used to blog about fitness. I used to blog about my experiences going to the gym. I would review my workouts. Today I went to this gym in this club. The trainer was so busy on his phone. He didn't focus on his clients. So I was blogging about stuff like that. And FITM was just established in Thailand and then in Malaysia. And Jerrican was like looking, obviously they would have gone to Google and they found me. Like, who's this Daily Muscle dude? There's no face. Yeah, because I was an anonymous blogger. No one knew who I was. Okay, anonymous blogger. And those were the days of the blogs. And so they found me. We arranged a meetup. We met, like secret meeting, like that's just bizarre. Like I met him. That's where I met another guy. His name is Julian Underwood, who first started with Jerrican, and now he's not in FITM anymore. But a few of these are my early mentors in the fitness industry, and that was it. And they were like, "Hey, we see that you are talking a lot about fitness. How about you get certified?" I was like, "What? Certified?" And that time, no one was certified at Alvin in Malaysia, like so
Yeah.
few, because certification wasn't important. And when they were like, let me tell you about American Council on Exercise, I was like, what is American Council on Exercise? This is 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago, where like you can't do online learning. There was this thing called gold certified. Some people are gold certified. Gold certified with ACE means that you were certified when there was no manual, there was no books. You sit for the exam and you're certified. That's when I met Jerrican years ago. So I didn't look for Jerrican. Jerrican found me, and we've been friends ever since then. And then, of course, AFC and all of that.
Yeah.
And I went there, and Jerrican was just really a friend. He took me. Jerrican, my first ever trip to Thailand was for everywhere I go for a learning reason. I've never really gone for a holiday right? So my first trip to Thailand was not for party, but my first trip ever to Thailand was for AFC. And Jerrican was my unofficial guide. So he took me to my first massage. He took me to my first restaurant. He was like, "This is your hotel." So Jerrican we go way back. We go way back, and I'm so grateful for him. And
Yeah.
he's always been given lots of very valuable information. Like, you can ask him, like even now, like if Jericho knows a lot, like what are the rate? I think this now he actually held back and didn't say a lot of things. I think like he knows who are you, what are your rates, what are you charging, what are people struggling, which gym is struggling. He knows everything. I feel so, which is why I feel I'm glad, because there's only one place in Malaysia right now, I think, that you can go and and learn and be certified. And yes, you can do the whole self-study thing, but to be plugged in and connected to a company like FITM, where you plug into FITM, you're plugged into Alvin and I, because we also study in FITM. If you self-study,
I guess it's like a
unless you,
community.
correct, it's a community.
Yeah.
And when I don't know if they have that board. I'm curious also, like there's this big board in FITM with everyone's photos, but this is like 10 years ago. If they were to have everyone's photo, I should have asked him this now.
They
If they
shifted
were
to the
to
side
have,
of the room, I believe.
really? But think about
Yeah,
it,
as you're
Alvin.
going
If
up
they
the
were to
steps.
have everyone's photos from the past 10 years, they would run out of wall space. So I'm just wondering, like, is my photo still there? Because I have a very old photo from the first batch, like me, Jonathan Tan, and all these people from before. I'm just wondering, lah. But that's it. So when you go to FITM and you study there, you are plugged into a community. You get access to people like Jerrican. You get access to the team. He mentioned a few names just now, like Ealing, who is his head of education or something. So fitness education doesn't have to be something that you do on your own and just solo the whole ride on your own,
Right.
although you can. But I really think it's the first step, because right now, if you go online, social media, everybody's talking about fitness. Everyone's a health coach, Herbalife, Tisla, MLM. Everyone's a coach. A coach is such a big thing. But like, okay, you're a coach, but what's your certification? And you have the right to ask that question, because if I, like I said in the beginning of the show, if I go to a doctor, I want to know, like, you went to medical school or not, right? If I go to my dentist, did you like even complete dentistry? Or if you're my lawyer, did you go to law school? Right? That's the
Right.
standards, right? Isn't that the minimum that we should expect? So why, when it comes to fitness, why do people go online and hire someone who has no certification, who can't even tell what muscle this is called, what is this, what is that? Why do we hire these people? Now, they may be good. I'm not hating on anyone, but I just think it's the minimum expectations. Like, you just want to be in good hands. And that's really it. And that's why I'm passionate about education. Like, that's why we do this show, Alvin. Like, we want to
Right.
teach
You're
people.
absolutely
It's
right.
all about education, because there's so much of weird information out there. Who do we go to? I think the minimum baseline is your trainer has to be certified. That's it. And also, like Jerrican shared just now, just because your trainer is certified doesn't mean they can get you there or they know everything, right? It's just a certification. So many options, there's many ways to do this, and that's it. So thank you all for tuning into the show. I guess this is our little after party. It's 10:02. We'll probably, Elvin and I will probably
Yes.
stick on for another about 5 minutes ish. If you've got any questions that you couldn't ask just now or whatever, or you want to hop on our show, just request to join. If you want to bring you on, we will. I think we should officially end what's happening on LinkedIn, on Facebook as well.
Correct.
And to all my friends on LinkedIn and Facebook, you want to hop on to our Instagram, come over for a little 5 minutes behind the scenes after party chit chat.
So I love the energy. We're going to bring this energy on to Instagram. Instagram is Daily Muscle or Alvin Neto. Just hop over. We'll be there for a little after party. And I'm going to take a little bit of what you ended there. If you have any questions, be it if you're a fitness professional, what to do next, or you are lost, or if you're a general population who's looking to lose weight, build muscles, break your plateau,
Yeah.
where do you go to? Well, you go to Two Guys and their gym. Okay. We'll be here again every Monday. We'll see you next for episode 36. Who's turning on? I don't know. It
Ooh.
might be night, but it's going to be sunny. That's my teaser for you.